welcome to the Pigtown Cooking Demo Series in association with the local enterprise office
in the wonderful Limerick Milk Market. Okay, so we're here in the Limerick Milk Market for the Pigtown Culture Food Series Cooking Demos. Today we have Keith Piggot, head chef from No1 Pery Square. Keith is also a member of the Limerick Food Group, a founding member, and does a lot of work behind the scenes for Pigtown Limerick and for the Limerick Food Group. But today Keith is doing the cooking demo for us. So what local ingredients have you got for us today, Keith?
So today I'm going to be cooking a really nice, simple turnip and egg dish. It's on the menu all the time at 1 Pery Square. Very popular with customers and very popular with the chefs too. We tend to have it for a little staff meal every now and then, especially these Hackuright turnips from Kevin. Everyone loves them. We can talk about those in a while. Alright, so guys, so here's the dish. We're going to start off with some Hackuright turnips that I mentioned a while ago. These are grown by Kevin Wallace out in Ballineety in County Limerick. They're absolutely fantastic. I'd often go out to the farm, just pick them from the ground and eat them like you'd eat an apple. So they're a little Hackuright turnip. We've also got two other turnip elements. I've got some shredded turnip here. So this is the turnip that we buy in the milk market down below. Traditional kind of sweet type turnip, and all I've done is shredded it and pickled it. And I've pickled it in a 3-2-1 recipe. So 1 part vinegar, 2 parts sugar, 3 parts water. And all you do is mix that together, bring it to a boil, and drop it over the turnip and throw it into a kilner jar, and you have it for 3 or 4 weeks. I've also got some salt baked turnip. Now this guy is a little bit different, so I've got a traditional turnip and I've cooked it in pastry, but we put an awful lot of salt into the pastry, so it's salt, egg white and flour, mixed it up, encased the turnip and baked it off. And all I've done is broken it out of its shell and cut it up, so this is it. The other main ingredients in this are a Coolvac egg from Newport in Tipperary, and then some Ballyhowra mushrooms. If you like these, come along to the milk market any Saturday morning, and the guys are selling them down below with all manner of wild mushrooms and the mushrooms that they cultivate themselves. So first up, we're going to get our Hackuright, and we're just going to trim the top. We still keep some of the stem on, 1 because it looks good, but 2 because it gives a lovely crunch on the dish. Then what we're going to do is just slice them in half, like so. So we got just nice simple cut. You can see the shape of the turnip, and you got the lovely bit of stalk on it. So I have some boiling water over here. I'm going to add some salt to the water, maybe a little bit more, and then I'm just going to drop those guys in. So I've dropped them into boiling water, and the water is going to come down from a boil now that I've put something in there. And as soon as that comes back to a boil, I'll give those guys 2 or 3 minutes in there, and they'll be cooked. They're very quick. You still want a little bit of crunch because you're going to fry them off in the pan in butter, and they're going to cook some more. So you don't want them overcooked. And the other thing is, if you're cooking them normally, you don't want to overcook them full stop. You want that nice bit of crunch and pepperiness. So they're cooking away there. That's going to take 2 minutes, but what I'm going to do is take those off the boil. And I have some that I've made earlier. So what I'm going to do now is just get the pan, get a nice bit of heat into the pan, have my turnips here. I'm going to get a little bit of herbs. You can use some thyme or some rosemary. Just going to put that there. And I have some butter. And a small bit of garlic. So I'm just going to get that pan nice and hot. What we want to do is we're going to drop the turnips in. We're going to add our oil. We'll drop the turnips in nice and carefully. You can hear a little bit of sizzle in the pan. That's what you're looking for. And you let those sizzle away. I'm going to give them a little bit of seasoning. And all I'm trying to do is get a nice bit of color on each side as we go. I have my butter ready to go here. Now I'm going to introduce my salt baked turnip as well. And again, in we go. I'm not going to season these guys because they've been cooked in a salt pastry. So they're nice and salty already. So I've got the makings of two portions here. One Hackaway turnip and one segment of turnip. So we'll just let them cook away, get a nice bit of colour. When you're doing something like this, don't be tempted to move them around the pan. Just leave them in place and let the colour happen. The more you move them around, the less they cook and the less colour they're going to get. Just have a little bit of a peek, and there we go. You can see it there, you've got a lovely colour. And that's before we even get the butter in the pan. You see the pan is a little bit uneven, so we'll just leave them down. We'll have a look at our salt baked turnip. There we go, a nice bit of caramelization on that. And that's all you're looking for. You're looking for that bit of caramelization. That's the sugars in the food starting to cook up, and that's going to bring out the sweetness in the turnip. There you go, look at those lovely colours. Again, just you're getting that lovely colour, and that's all flavour. So we let it cook away there. Once that colour is in, I'm going to drop in some butter, some garlic, and my herbs. And then I'm going to let the butter do the work. So you can see it in, we're foaming up the butter. We have the flavour of the garlic and the rosemary going in. You can see it foaming up nicely. And then I'm going to toss those in the butter. You can see that lovely foaming butter. That's all flavour. You can drop them into it. It's almost like you're deep frying them in the butter. There we go. So that's the main part of the dish done. That's most of the work done. Now I'm going to drop in some of our mushrooms into that. This is a pan version of a one-pot dish. And then I'm going to add a little bit of soft herbs, just for presentation. I'm going to get on our little pan here. So, in with our egg. You can see with the organic egg, beautiful the way the white hold its shape. It doesn't run all over the pan. And that's the difference between a commodity egg and a really good egg from a local farm. So any place that you buy an egg, or if you see a farm that's selling its own eggs, get them, hoover them up, because they're absolutely fantastic. You can see it hasn't run at all. So now that butter is starting to brown. So we're going to take that off the heat. And then we'll just take them out of the pan. You can see these beautiful colours. Our beautiful Hackaway turnip. Our normal common garden turnip. And then our beautiful wild mushrooms. So that's ready for plating. We've got this guy down here. Our egg is almost ready to go. Get these guys out of our way. And we'll plate up. So to plate up, I have our pickled turnip. I also have some pickled mushrooms here that I'm going to use. The exact same pickle. 3 parts water, 2 parts sugar, 1 part vinegar. It's so simple to remember. And I'm going to season our egg. This is one of the things a lot of people don't do. It's one of those mistakes that people make. You cook an egg and you forget to season it. We salt and pepper everything else we do, but it's just as important to put salt and pepper on an egg. It really lifts the flavour. So I'm just going to baste it there, just to speed up the process. And there you go, our egg is ready to go. So I'm going to take the egg out of the pan. Always the tricky part. That egg is nice and soft now, you can see it there. So the point of keeping the egg soft is we want the egg yolk to be the sauce on the dish. So this is the centerpiece. So on we go with our egg, into the middle there. Then we take our turnip onto the plate there. Take a couple of pickled mushrooms. So the pickle is adding that kind of sweet and sour consistency to the dish. You've got the beautiful iron content of the egg. And now we get to the star of the show. So Kevin's turnip here. Boom. And you can see we use the stalks as well. Remember I was saying there's a lovely bite to the stalk. So in we go there. And then we get our beautiful salt baked turnip. Just like that. Then what I have here is some spinach and apple. So all I've done is gotten some Atty Flynn apple juice and some beautiful spinach from Kevin again. And I've just blitzed them up in a blender. And it's got this beautiful, fresh, spinachy, herby consistency. So a few dots of it, and a little drizzle around the plate. And then finally I have some roasted seeds. So all it's in here is some sunflower seeds and some pumpkin seeds. I've just put them in an oven for 5 minutes, a little bit of salt and pepper, and roasted them away, and they give it a lovely crunch to the dish. And there we go. So what you've got here is pickled turnip, hackerite turnip, butter basted, salt baked turnip, our egg, and some beautiful mushrooms from Ballyhowrah. So you have the sweet and sour of the pickles, you've got the beautiful irony yolk to give us a sauce, and then we've got the little bit of crunch from our roasted seeds. And there you go, a simple dish of turnip and eggs, and you can see how good turnip can be. It's not just for bacon and potatoes, even though that's my favorite dinner. So turnip and egg, thank you very much.
So thank you for joining us, and thank you especially to our chefs for taking part in this chef demo series at the Limerick Milk Market. Our sponsors, I have to say a big thank you to, because we couldn't do this without you. We hope you enjoyed it. Look for the other videos on our YouTube channel. Follow us on our other social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and please check out pigtown.ie, where you'll find out all about Limerick Food Group, Pigtown, and everything else that we do. Thanks.